Hi friends, how are you? So you're gonna hear some birdies in the background because I have my window open. It's a nice warm spring day, so I'm taking advantage of that. And because I'm tired of being in the dark all the time, I'm like, we're gonna keep the lights on, which means the back of my room is very bright. You can see all like little things, and I'm like, oh, gotta clean that, gotta get that, gotta get that. I'm about to dive into the last two episodes of season 5 of My Hero Academia. I'm getting it done. I told you, I was like, look, I either gotta like just stop everything and just like say goodbye or like get it done. And I'm like, I gotta get it done. There's still a lot of other things I need to get done as well, but I'm like, look, finish My Hero Academia. Let's finish up Mob Psycho 100. Let's keep working through Sound Euphonium. Because there's anime movies and other things I gotta get to. Excuse me. I gotta get to. And yes, I know there's some live action shows that I need to get to as well. One I need to finish, actually, because I didn't finish because I lost my original channel and then I had a bunch of other stuff going in terms of family members and health things. So I'm like, look, today is my birthday, actually. So I asked my sister, I was like, look, can you just take care of things? Let me get stuff recorded. My work didn't schedule me today, so I had my birthday off. I requested off tomorrow, so don't work tomorrow either. So like let me get some stuff done. So anyway, the point is, we're gonna get some stuff done. We're gonna record the last 2 episodes of My Hero Academia. We're just gonna move forward. We're gonna try to get things done. Be consistent. Same thing with like music video reactions. Like I get that stuff recorded. There's a lot to get done. Very little time. Very little time to get it done. So I just need to move. I'm also recovering from a sinus infection. At least I think it was one. It passed to my family. I still have the remnants of the nasal drip thing going on, so I've got stuff going on here. I'm like, but the point is, welcome to my channel. Things have been kind of crazy for one reason or another. But the point is, there's a lot of sunlight and light going on right now. We're just gonna dive in to this episode 24. But I am very excited to dive in. This villain arc that we've gotten to do has been incredibly enjoyable. The first half of season 5 was really slow. We had way too many flashbacks. Not flashbacks like new material flashbacks, but like flashbacks from previous episodes, from previous seasons. It was just very boring. It wasn't very fun. It was like, this is kind of stupid. This isn't a good time anymore. So it kind of, it kind of makes sense. It's like, it wasn't that great of an arc. It would have been a lot shorter. It was just their way of kind of stretching out an arc. And there could have been multiple reasons as to why it just was like that. I'm sure people had like COVID and other kind of stuff that was going on. But the point is, the first half of the season was not that great, not that strong. The second half, though, once we got out of that, it was a lot better. My favorite episodes of that season were episodes that there was just no, like, barely any flashbacks or none at all. And I've been enjoying the second half of this season way more because of it. Because there's very little flashbacks. Now, we've gotten flashbacks, but flashbacks that's new material that we're learning stuff for the first time is different from flashbacks of previous episodes. So it was like, this is kind of boring. So it was nice to kind of move on from that. The whole thing with this season with Endeavor and kind of what he's working through and him trying to make him trying to basically repent and move on for his family, help his family move on, has been a highlight of this season. It's been so cool to kind of see there's this hero. He's not a great guy. And he's really decided, I'm going to change, and he is changing. He is trying to make up for what he's done, and he knows that his presence will hinder his family moving forward, moving on. And so kind of making that, and of course he has the money, to do this, making the choice, like, I'm going to stay here in my traditional home, and he's having a new house, probably doesn't even look more traditional, probably looks more, it's modern, a new home for his kids, for his wife to live in, so that way they can heal and grow and thrive without him being that presence there. Because until they can learn to forgive him until that reconciliation finishes its course. He can't be really around them. I thought that's such an interesting decision to make, because he knows that he's at the center of all these hiccups. And so much we saw of so much of what he did is probably, his older son is having issues. Shoto is working through his stuff. His daughter probably is the reason she's probably unmarried still, is that she's just kind of been taking care of him this whole time. And so it's been really nice to kind of see little insights to their family a little bit on Toya. It's been kind of cool. Anyway, I have just truly enjoyed this season when it's not the filler the filler training arc. But one great thing about the training arc was that getting to meet pretty much all of Class B in a way that we hadn't before. So that was actually a lot of fun in getting insights into quirks and kind of touching on remember what happened last season, the first half of last season. It's been really cool. Anything else to add? No. This, again, villain arc has been insane. I've loved it. So without further ado, let's dive in. There's a countdown timer, so that way you can follow along on YouTube. Sometimes I pause at the halfway point. I don't have a countdown timer for that, but the countdown timer at the beginning of the episode, you can't miss it. So without further ado, let's dive in. Oh my... I know, that insight was insane! And the way it happened. She murdered his whole family. Yeah, there were some accidents in there, but it was insane. Interesting how they didn't even oh my gosh, this is a little kid who looks awful. Oh, that face. That's what terrified them. Ugh. So some people wanted to help him, but then they saw that kind of terrifying. Oh, maybe things would have been different. I bet he was keeping an eye. It's for the... Oh, interesting. If a hero would have found him instead of All for One. I wonder if All for One, because he was responsible for killing her, the previous holder of One for All. If he was paying attention to that, saw that, knew where her family was, but didn't really bother to mess with them because what's the point, really? And learned about that situation and went, oh, I could do something with this. But he made a good point. What if a hero had actually found him? Kind of almost like we see with Eerie. What would have Eerie become if heroes hadn't stepped in? If the ferocity that you see with these characters, and the thing is that it's probably, with All Might running around, it's probably a bit of a time of peace, and All for One kind of being a little bit quiet in terms of his approach, maybe at the time, that the heroes weren't as vigilant as during times of war. Was this times of peace make soft men, something like that? And so even though with these kids in particular, they are pretty awesome and fierce and ferocious, even though it was time of peace when they started becoming what they were. It's weird seeing him kind of normal looking. Hmm. What is this guy doing? So he's the one that was encouraging him to kill more to help him get over the itch. Mm. Oof, that's messed up. So he made him hold onto his family's hands and bodies in order to keep him in this state of bitterness and evil. Dang. Gosh, the fact that he's freaking opera for him. Oh, we can see him in his face there. Ooh. The crazy section. But now his memories come back, so how Shigaraki's still gonna be a villain, but how is this gonna change him? Mm. That's messed up. Ooh, that's messed up, man. He broke the other one that belonged to his father. Oh, this illustration's so messed up. We even renamed him. It's like a jacked up baptism. This whole thing is so messed up, guys. Man, that's his actual last name? Shigaraki? Interesting. He didn't want to kill everybody else. His emotions were overflowing. Seriously? Interesting. He's literally decaying his stress. That's messed up, man. And of course, he's coming. And he's unstoppable. Oh, he slingshot himself with his eyes. That was good. Ooh, his foot's messed up. To create chaos and destruction. Everybody's having some epiphanies right now. So even these adults were pushing this on these kids. Good grief. Even bad guys get a... Oh. Oh. Ugh. Yeah, but you seem to be having problems with it. Hmm. Let's see what he'll do. That's a hefty thing to hear. I just say this whole kind of crazy, like, stress suit is pretty insane. Dude, he just destroyed your hand. Plus ultra. Kinda, I guess. Yeah, but of course, with him, there's no difference between someone using it freely. It's a misinterpretation and perversion of what liberty is. To have liberty is to be free to do what is good, what is right, not do what you want. That's hedonism and self-centered. Because kind of like here, you've got people who want to do what they want to do evil things. They don't want to be held back by laws and authority and restrictions. As long as he has hate, he'll never have joy. That's the one thing. You can't be so hate-filled and bitter-filled and have any kind of joy. He's just unleashing. That's not joy, that's perversion. But even he's seeing how powerful this guy is. That's the moment that changes for Gun to me. Ow. He's kind of destroying himself by destroying everything around him. He's like, his body can't handle it. Dude, you've been reduced. Jeez. Yeah, I'm not stopping. We're going. We're going straight through. Dang. That's what Shigaraki can do unrestrained. Even he's impressed now. That dude, look how fit that man is. I guess you have to be if your body expands the way it has to. Look at look at how fit he is. Why is everyone fit and ripped? I wasn't expecting that of Shigaraki. But I guess he kind of needs to be if he's going to be doing what he does. Oh my gosh, this is like a zombie. Oh my gosh, this is a mutual respect thing, isn't it? Again, look at all the people who were involved. Of course, some of it from this guy. It's caused by this guy. He just like disintegrate almost his insight. But I'm saying with this guy's quirk and other things, he like this is people from all over the place. Old, young, different quirks, different backgrounds. It's crazy. I guess this kind of really solidifies the moment of why Shigaraki and Deku are the great foils of each other. Not just because they are, you know, the heirs, the inheritors of their destiny, but kind of like who they are as people. Dang. See, yeah, it's like I know they work together. Dang. Uh-huh. 1 week later. Oh, that's how it was spun, huh? All 20 members of the criminal group. This is all a lie. He lost his leg. Spinning it exactly how they want to spin it. Yeah, because it's all a big fat lie. Hmm. Now they get their sushi. He hates fish. Interesting. Oh, he's on. Oh my gosh, he's back to normal. Mmm. Mm. Our money. Yeah. Mm. Mm. So Destro's good. Interesting place where they live. Dang. Look at all those people. Dang. Gee, I wonder which one. Look at their weird versions of like their like look at it looks like a freaking king. The weird versions of their thrones. Dang. Oh my gosh, look at them all kind of twitching. The Paranormal Liberation Front? He's even wearing a suit. Oh my gosh, he is fully accepted into the whole all for one thing. Dang. The beginning of war. This is. This is the beginning of war. He's very different now. Even he's weak. Mm. Mm. Oh, which we saw earlier. Dang. So he's gonna kind of make him an Guys, this arc is insane. Like, we're building up to something intense and nasty. Oh. Oh. Sorry, someone just texted me for work. Sorry, I gotta take them real quick. I know I'm not saying. I'm sorry. That's really good. Alright, my friends. That was great. It was so good. This is getting. We knew that things had really shifted in a way, not just with All Might ceasing to be All Might, but oh, there's the Hawks. But oh, what is President Mike doing? Anyway, not just sorry, I'm so caught up in the preview. I'll talk more about it in the review. Okay. Dang. That was so good. This episode was fire. It was so good. It was so good. I'm just being repetitive now. Things kind of did shift. Things really did shift a lot. When All Might stopped All for One, but also had to, like, stop himself. But things really super shifted in the whole overhaul arc, with just how dark it was, with what was going on with Eri, a child, with the death of Night Eye. That really that itself marked the switch that the storylines coming down the assembly line, I guess, for lack of a better term, was gonna be intense and heavy and dark. And just like they did a good thing with, we had the Night Eye's death and all that, balanced it with a super light, fluffy storyline. Even the villain was not even that serious, though, because of what happened previously, it just felt really serious. And then we started off also kind of light again with the whole training thing, because it was like, okay, we're gonna start off light again because we're gonna get real heavy this season. Now, I don't know if we're gonna start heavy next season or if we're gonna do it light again. I doubt, because this heavier part of the second half was more of a build-up, that it makes me think that the next arc that's going to happen in season 6 is also going to be kind of heavy, just because it'll feed into it better. But this is super intense with everything we've learned about Kirigiri, Shigaraki getting his memories back, and nope, not change of heart, kind of doubling down to how just messed up and evil he is. What happened to his family, and even though obviously a lot of that was an accident, except for his dad died was intentional murder, he didn't have remorse for it. And he probably is right. If a hero had actually, like, seen him, because it wasn't just a bunch of citizens, and citizens were kind of, obviously a little kid, oh my gosh, what's going on? And they see this kid's face, and something about the kid's face makes them go, I'm not touching this. I guess it made them feel like they were, like, not kind of qualified to deal with whatever intensity that was. And then, of course, All for One finds him. All for One probably, again, like I said, was keeping tabs on her family. But because, I guess she didn't have a quirk yet, he didn't have a quirk yet, he wasn't really paying attention to it. He didn't really care because it was kind of, they weren't really of interest to him. But when he probably heard about the incident and realized what happened, he was like, it's all the destruction, he had to go, oh, I've got to find this kid. And probably with the use of his quirks, ended up finding Shigaraki, or Tenko. And then we got inside there that Shigaraki is his family name. So that's fascinating. But it is interesting to see how these two brothers, it's very Cain and Abel-ish, though Abel didn't have descendants, that started this kind of long line of just, like, fighting, that's really sort of led to this ultimate showdown between Deku and Shigaraki. And this is the moment that clearly marks the change to Shigaraki officially finally kind of becoming just, like, everything up here was the preparation. Now he's in the early stages of finally being the successor that All for One wanted him to be. It's just the start. Like, he has so much, like, evil growth to go. But he's only just started. And that's also probably why, what makes me think there's, like, a metaphysical aspect to this. It's probably also why Deku's quirks, his other quirks came out. Because metaphysically, the other holders knew what was coming. and knew what Shigaraki was going through and how he had powered up and what he was doing. So Deku needed to power up as well. Now, in terms of raw power, I don't know, I think they're kind of neck and neck now. We do see, though, just like with Deku, when Shigaraki unleashes, his body can't handle it. So a lot of that damage wasn't just Redestro, but also him causing his own damage. Which is also why he wants to power up, to kind of deal with that. So it's going to be super intense. I know, based upon some social media, that some of the storylines coming down the road are going to be really messed up and heavy. So I'm not quite certain. Like, obviously, this anime is going to go as long as the manga will. And because of how they're trying to, probably also how they're trying to pace it, is that way they don't catch up with it. I think that was the problem with the original incarnation of Fruits Baskets and the original incarnation of Fullmetal Alchemist. The anime caught up and had to figure out an ending because the manga wasn't done yet, and that's why they did Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's why they did a new Fruits Basket, because the mangas were done and they went back and redid it, which is kind of cool. Actually, they're like, okay, hey, manga's done now. We're gonna do this. We're gonna redo the show because now we know how it's actually supposed to end. And I think it's kind of cool. So I don't think I will ever do this, but let me know if a reactor has watched both versions of Fullmetal Alchemist, or in both versions of Fruits Basket, in order to compare them. Because that would be kind of cool if they did that. Anything else to say? No. This arc has been much more satisfying in terms of storylines, and this has been the most impressive, well-written villain origin story ever. Because what's interesting about Shigaraki is that he is jacked up. We can see all the what-ifs of a hero and doing all of this and this and this, but there is something to the core of this kid that he's just evil. And there are kids out there who are like that. And so I think no matter what, even if a hero somehow had gotten to him before, even if it was All Might of all people, had gotten to him before All For One did, I still think he would have been on the same trajectory. Maybe it would have taken longer, but I don't think his trajectory would have changed. It's kind of interesting to see. Anything else to add? No. Amazing episode. Really good. One more left, and then we're finally done. And then, of course, we have Mob Psycho 100 to finish up on, and we also move forward with Sound Euphonium. In terms of movies, like the Violet Evergarden movie, I already did one Violet Evergarden movie. I think I posted that one already. I did record a movie. I think that's the one that's already posted on YouTube. There's one more left I need to get to. I do want to do a silent voice, so look for those in April. I think those feel like a good spring movie kind of thing. And then, of course, there's also the Assassination Classroom movie. That's what I forgot to do. I was like, oh, I need to post my Assassination, like the last of my Assassination Classroom videos. So I've got to get on to that. Anything else to say? No. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies. I'll see you next time.